let you know that I found the secret to making road trips go better. You know, when you're like towing one of these, you got really far to go. This is the secret. You just climb in the back seat and you put her in the front seat, and then it just goes so much faster. If you're watching this video the day it dropped, I am currently in the Amazon in Peru, risking my life for you in order to get good footage. In fact, I was told by the embassy in Peru that it's a level 3, which is like, you should reconsider, like, you know, traveling. But for you guys, I'm willing to risk it. And Leela is at home right at this very second. She is sad and lonely because I'm not there, and she's not able to take care of all of my many needs. She's super lonely. She does have Kaylin, but I know she's, tell them how you feel, Leela. Are you pretty sad that I'm not gonna be there for like 10 days? Yeah, that. I mean, hey, I in all fairness, her and Kaylin were gone once for about 14 days, and I'm like, you know, you guys can take another month off, that'd be fine. A recent study was conducted, and it found that 98.7% of your time RVing is spent driving. And you want to be able to survive the drive and maybe even thrive. And we've done a lot of driving over the last year.
His statistics.
It's true. I did this study myself. We have done a lot of driving, and we've found...
Who's done a lot of the driving?
I would say I have done more than you, but you've done a lot, and I'm very grateful. So we're gonna give you, I don't know, probably 10 or 12 trips on how you can survive your drive. Starting with number 1, Leela. And can you hold that so I can drive?
1 second.
Since I'm driving like I always do. Oh, why do you put this stinky stuff on the car? Oh my gosh. Okay, here's tip number 1. Don't put freaking stinky lotion on in the car because the driver might pass out and die. I want to die.
It's not stinky.
I can't freaking breathe.
One of the things that's super important, and we always try to do before we take off, if the rig is unattached to the truck, we will fill the gas tank up.
Part 2 of that, if you do happen to forget, make sure you hit a truck stop to fill up with diesel, because when you're pulling a 38, 40 foot fifth wheel or trailer through a regular gas station that happens to have diesel, good luck getting it. I had to have a police officer let me back out one time.
Make sure you start prepping the night before you plan to leave. It always takes much longer than you anticipate. We try to do as much as we can the night before, so basically we just have to hook the RV up and drive off from wherever we're going. And in some situations, we've just kept the RV hooked up, and we are ready to go.
You gotta enjoy the ride. I'm gonna say it a lot on this channel, but the journey is the destination. If you're just all like, oh, I'm bent on getting to this location, it's like you're gonna miss half of it. You spend a lot of time, if you're in an RV, you spend a lot of time driving. So if you see a detour, just take it. Something considering, take it. You see a historical site to stop at, take it. You see a funky little restaurant in a tiny little town with a population of 7, go eat there. We're at a restaurant called...
The Lakeside Restaurant.
Yeah, the Lakeside Restaurant. It's like we were like 60 miles away. We said, hey, there's a restaurant. It's called Lakeside, and it had a 5-star rating. And the food's amazing, and the service is great. The girls are awesome. I highly recommend it. You should come in. We're in Christmas Valley. What's the name of the city? Is it
It's Christmas Valley.
Oh, yeah, we're in Christmas Valley. Who knew?
Did you know that Christmas Valley is not supposed to be named Christmas Valley? It was actually supposed to be Christman Valley. And when the founder, Mr. Christman, signed the document, he signed it and they read it and they read Mr. Christmas. So now it's Christmas Valley. And I live on Jingle Bell Lane.
I actually live on Christmas Tree Lane, and I didn't know this.
This is Christmas Valley Lake, or something. I don't know what this lake's called, but it's kind of a lake, more of a pond. We were told that you don't really want to go in the water because there are leeches in the water, and also the birds are territorial, so they might attack you.
You know what? I was thinking just about getting outside of your norm and seeing where people live. And I love talking to our waitress at lunch. She's lived here since she was 3 and loves it. And I thought about being simple and simple lives. And I thought about these people. They live right here on this little lake and they probably love it. It's probably the most amazing place. Pretty cool.
Why am I back here in front of the restaurant? Because I was sitting out there thinking, oh, I wonder if I gave her a good tip. I was like,
I didn't pay. I gotta run inside. And maybe I should go pay them. I forgot to pay you.
I actually was going to text the number on the card and be like,
She was like,
hey,
"That
so you want to
Trevor."
text me your card number?
Tip number 4 related, which is don't be in a rush, man. If you're in a rush, you can't enjoy it. The purpose is to enjoy life, experience life. And if you're in a mad dash to get somewhere, you can't have it. All you have is now. So live in now, bro.
Don't bring extra clothes. You don't have to be a fashion person, just be practical and keep it light.
So they don't have to be a fashion person like you, Dad?
That's right, son. I think I look pretty good.
Make sure that those clothes are wrinkle-free.
No insult for her.
Not gonna insult her, Dad. She's nice. Unlike, well, I mean, you're nicer now.
I wasn't hard enough on you. I wish I'd been harder. You'd be in prison if I'd been hard on you.
A lot of people have different views about this next one. It's like, how far should you travel in a day? My brother Roy's like, I want to just drive 100 hours till I get there so I can relax and enjoy it. We're like, yeah, let's enjoy the ride. I don't want to drive more than 4 hours a day. And obviously, sometimes we do. We just, like, the last was like 16 hours. It was painful.
Oh, dude. So this chick always makes me get up early. We're doing a long, I mean, I got an extra hour. She wanted to leave at 6, it's 7:05 or something. Here's the thing. We are going to violate the Prime Directive. Our rule is only drive 4 hours a day. We're gonna do 3 plus that. We've got 12 hours to go. We're going from Oregon to Salt Lake City right now. And you never know what awaits us because something always goes wrong. I'm not saying something's gonna go wrong, but
I need to catch a flight out of Salt Lake tomorrow because I'm going into LA tomorrow because I'm working there.
There's 2 of us. We switched, but it still sucks. What do you think? Go ahead and post in the comments below.
Yeah, go ahead, post below. What do you guys do? I mean, how do you guys travel? Are you guys like the get there and just drive, or are you kind of the meandering type? And while you're at it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
The next tip is about rest. Like, dude, if you're gonna drive all day the next day, you gotta go to bed at a reasonable hour if you're gonna get up. You don't want to be tired when you're driving because you could die. Like, in fact, I had a friend of mine, he was driving in a van with his kids and he fell asleep at the wheel and luckily nobody died, but they got seriously injured because they just wanted to push through. Don't push through. If you're tired, dude, you're hauling an RV or you're in a Class A, you can stop and sleep, just sleep.
where are we?
Somewhere in Idaho, I think we're either in Meridian or Boise, and we've been trying to find a place to sleep for couple stops, but our Good Sam membership is at work right now because we're sleeping in Camping World.
Frankly, I'm not sure if we're supposed to. It says new owners, but they got hookups, and it looks like there's a couple of people camping here, so are we allowed to be here?
They can kick us out.
I don't know, but it's freaking midnight, and Walmart, we went to 2 Walmarts, and both of them said no overnight parking, and we have a Good Sam membership, so I think we're cool. We'll see if we get kicked out in the morning. So are we allowed to be here, man?
Yeah.
It's okay?
Yeah, it's okay. You can park here and plug in during, but during business hours, we got to get things moving.
So get out now is what you're trying to say?
And if you have to keep going, we've done this before where I pull over and I will just run a couple hundred yards, do some push-ups, down some more caffeine, and if I'm good, I'll keep going. If not, you stop and sleep. If that doesn't do it, you have to sleep. It's not worth it, man.
Absolutely not worth it.
And let your wife drive, dude. Don't be such a pig, man. Like, she's a better driver than you anyway. You just don't know. You just never admit it. I'd never admit it. I'm not the one
just did.
I'm not the one that backed the truck into a post. She's probably in some ways she may be a
when we wake, hear the birds and see the sun.
When we're planning a trip, sometimes if we're going to a longer destination, we will look and see what we might be able to hit on during travel days, because sometimes we only want to drive 4 or 6 hours. And one of the favorite stops that we have found when we're driving for those short overnight stays, and they literally are our favorite stops, are Harvest Host. And if you have not discovered Harvest Host, I would highly recommend them. We just were at one this past week.
What I think she tried to say with that saying is that sometimes we stop overnight on the way to somewhere, and so we got to stay somewhere for a short period, and Harvest Host is the bomb, right? Is that what you meant?
Pretty much.
Come on in. So how'd this happen? Well, the Olsen family, this is my daughter Rachel over here.
I started Olsen Run Winery with my family. I was living down in LA. I was pursuing acting and modeling, and COVID hit. And so my fiance, who is a very germophobic, was like, let's get out of LA, let's go up to Oregon, stay with your parents for a couple weeks. And I was like, okay, fine. So now I've been living here for a year and a half.
And we decided that we'd go into the wine business, but we wanted to meet people. So
We opened up this food truck.
right at exit 209, we serve food, we make our own beer, we make our own wine.
We would always take this exit to go to the farm. It was always this like rundown gas station that like once was like an RV repair place. My dad thought, oh, that could be an interesting first tasting room. So we ended up leasing it. There's literally no food within like a 10-minute drive in each direction. So we were like, you know, we should have a food cart or some sort of like coffee situation. So that's how the food cart was born. Now here we are like a year later and we're killing it. We have live music shows. We have harvest hosts come in.
The best thing about traveling the country is the people that we have met.
Yes.
And I truly feel that we have friends across the country as a result of traveling and staying at their homes or at their businesses, at their farms, wherever it is. And it truly is the way that we've learned their life stories.
Next, when you're driving, you want to stay awake, and there's a couple things that you can do. Number one, you can eat while you're driving, but if you eat sugar, you're going to feel great for 5 seconds, then you're going to crash, so don't eat sugar. I haven't really found the ideal food that you can just like munch over and over again. I think corn nuts are kind of close because they're not super high calorie and they're not full of sugar. Have you found anything that works to munch on continuously? Don't tell me sunflower seeds, they're a pain. What can you munch on for 6 hours straight and not get full and not full sick and have energy? Post that in the comments below. And Leela, what do you think works?
My favorite is carrots and hummus. So I am carrots with the red pepper hummus. It's seriously my favorite. I'm also a vegan. The man that was telling us not to eat sugar, how many things of cotton candy did you have on our last trip?
Man's got to eat. Often there'll be two people. We have Kaylin often in the back with us, or
sometimes our
little tiny human granddaughter.
Or one of our other grandchildren, probably.
You can talk back and forth, right, is one thing. But for me, I'm great if I just like listen to an audiobook or listen to a YouTube video. That's great for me. What she does sometimes, and this is something you have to communicate so that you understand. Sometimes I'll be driving and she will be over here on her phone, and then I'll start to sneak an ear pod in so I can listen to something interesting, and then she'll go blah blah blah, and she'll tell me something on some Facebook post that I don't care about. I was like, no, I don't need intermittent entertainment. I need a continual stream of conversation between us, or I will listen to something. I don't want to be there just in between. So you got to tell people that so they know. I need to be more explicit about that because I feel like I have to sneak it sometimes. Do you have anything to say about that?
I didn't realize you were sneaking it.
I got it because I'm like, oh no, she's gonna see I don't want to listen to her tell me about a Facebook post she read.
Well, I can just tell you, they have no problem. When I get behind the wheel, last time I got behind the wheel, everybody was asleep or checked out, and I'm driving with nothing, no source of entertainment, nothing happening. I drove for literally hours. And sometimes I'm okay with that. I'm actually okay sometimes just driving in quiet space, but the other tip that I would say is many times you will get into spaces where you don't have internet. So if you're listening to YouTube or something like that, you don't have that internet to access that. So we do a lot of downloading audiobooks. On Netflix, you can actually do a whole bunch of stuff and download. And I say, sometimes I'll just download and I'll just listen to it while I'm driving. What's that face for?
You just said a lot of words without saying a lot.
I said to download stuff in advance before you get in the car.
All of those words, she could say.
What do you want me to say? What's my line?
Your line is, you could prepare by downloading an audiobook or perhaps a video from Netflix before entering your vehicle. Could have just said that.
I'm the driver, sometimes even when I'm the passenger. I like this cushion. It's just this cushion that I put in, it just makes it that right extra better. Trevor fought me about doing this. I don't want extra stuff in the car.
I'm a minimalist. I like it empty. I want nothing but the seats in the car.
But he has really greatly appreciated the rolls of paper towels that we keep in the car. We keep paper towels. We also keep cleaning wipes.
And then when it's my turn to drive, I just take this thing and I just go.
I know.
Later, dude. Don't need
That
it.
guy's face. This is actually one of my favorite things, and I just picked this up at IKEA. But we also had this kind. These are the pillows that you use like when you're on the airplane. This one.
Wait a second. That doesn't have much pillow. It's not a lot of cushion.
But you have to blow it up. Look.
One eternity later.
Look, I did it. But this is a great thing. Look.
More junk in my car.
It is. This is not that bad. This. Look. He says this until he takes it and uses it.
It looks terrible. Sometimes you're not gonna have internet and thus the entertainment thing, but sometimes, let's say you need to reroute yourself and there's no internet, you're kind of hosed. What you can do is download an app called the Dyrt, which has offline maps, which is kind of great. So you should get the Dyrt. Also, it's great for finding where you're going next, finding campsites. So our last tip is get the Dyrt. Link in the description below and in the comments.
Trevor should be in Peru right now. We'll see. I mean, it's still a few days before he's getting ready to take off. They're at level 3. They could go to level 4.
No, we wouldn't be able to go.
And all those shots that he's taken.
What do you think I have to worry about most in Peru? They say I need to worry about crime, about terrorism, and about the Rona.
And Trevor's scared most about.
I'm mostly
about
worried
the mosquitoes.
about mosquitoes. If this is the last video on the channel, it means that one of those 4 things got me.
Or they'll leave the tick over.
To make sure you catch all the adventures that I had in Peru without her, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right down there. YouTube thinks you want to watch that video. I think you need to check out that video we just did about a $2.5 million RV we toured. It was amazing. We can't wait
to share our adventures with you. And I will be doing, I have a couple projects that I'm going to work on while Trevor's gone.
Sweet.
Check, action.
I don't know what action I'm supposed to take right now.